Narrowboat the James built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. Well, my plan this weekend is to carry on doing some work on the boat. It's been ages since I've done any work, so, well, as you know. The weather is pretty crap this weekend. There's kind of a storm over Britain, and I think we're okay down in the southeast. I think up in Scotland, up in the north and stuff, it's pretty pretty wild and woolly. But tomorrow's weather looks slightly better, so might go out moving the boat tomorrow, but for today I'm going to stay put. And my plan is to sort out the flooring. So I've bought myself a load of vinyl lino tiles. So I'm just cleaning the floor now, and then I'm going to work out the positioning of them all. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm just trying to work out now the spacing of all of these in terms of the best starting position. I'm trying to look at it in terms of efficiency of using the tiles, and kind of less cuts and stuff like that. But what you're meant to do is start it on the center point, which is there, and then kind of work outwards. But as soon as I do that, I'm confronted with lots of cuts, but the reality is that's going to be the case pretty much all over the floor. So this is the only bit of floor that you see from side to side. The rest of the boat you only see bits of the floor. So as long as if I've got it that way, at least then this bit here is going to be uniform. The only slight change is that this is all this pipe work's got to be boxed in, which I'm going to do after the floor. It's just going to be basically resting on the floor and the same there. But in fairness, I'm going to have to do the same on that side anyway. I'm going to have to do something to hide the seam. But it's actually quite useful having a little ledge kind of there. It doesn't occupy any space, and you can use it to store stuff. I've got lots of chains and tiller extension and stuff like that, so it could work quite well having it kind of stowed away down there. But for the moment, yeah, I think I'm just going to do it this way, put the centre floor tile down and work outwards from there. So I've got my knife, I've got a nice chunky bit of kind of straight edge oak so I can score along the side of it. And these are the tiles I've gone for. They're, parquet flooring basically. They're pretty low profile, this stuff. You can get 1.2 mil or I think it's 2.1 mil or whatever. This is just the thinnest one there is. But the reason I needed that is for the floor hatches and the fireplace and everything like that. I didn't want too much padding on it. But I'm pretty happy with the colour of it. It's just grey oak, but yeah, should be all right. Looking forward to getting this down. It's going to hopefully transform the boat and make it look a lot brighter. Well, I've cleaned the floor, as much as it doesn't particularly look like it. It is actually clean. It's quite just well stained. So the first tile can be laid. And the advantage of using these kind of tiles is that if there was a break in any of them or a stain or something, I can just replace them quite easily. I just want to cover up that seam. I can use that to make sure I'm square. Right, no going back now. Right, so this is the first tile I'm going to have to cut, and this one's going to be quite easy to cut in situ. I've just got to trim a bit around the bilge fridge. That's quite easy to cut. Got to be a bit careful here then. Oh, that's perfect. I want to keep that a little bit. Right, so this bit is causing me a bit of a headache because this is where the floor bent when it went on chocks before the overplating happened. So I've tried to see if there's a way of screwing that down a bit more, but there isn't. So the only way I'm going to be able to kind of make this bearable is to fill in a bit of this. So I'm just going to use a bit of car body filler and just take away some of that gap. It's not much to do, it's only a little bit there. It won't be noticeable, I'm hoping. Right, so I just put some car body filler on that just to smooth it all out. I'll give it a quick sand down when it's gone off. And now I can do this area here around the fireplace. Right, I've taken this tile up because on that seam there was just a little bit of flex, so I've put a bit more car body filler in there as well, just like I've done that piece there, just to smooth it out a bit. So I'm just going to have a cup of tea whilst this goes off. One of the key reasons why I went for this thin lino is because there's bits like this where I want it to still work. What I'm going to do is just take a little bit off the bottom of there. Actually, this bit in the middle is kind of okay, but it'll probably need a little bit sanding off there and a little bit sanding off there, and then that will mean that kind of goes into there quite nicely, and that'll look all right. Okay, so now this should go back on, but be a bit tight and maybe a bit raised up here. Yes, that just needs to be sanded down a little bit there. That'll look good. I've got a trimmer piece. I'm going to use this bit, which has got a bit missing, which is the miscut from that. But it's to go down that bit there. I'm not too worried about right in the underneath. It doesn't have to go right to the edge because this is all going to be boxed in. So I'm just using a kind of a straight edge just to lean something against. Go through it with the knife. And then that bit can go underneath there. It's looking good. Right, now I'm going to do the bit up around the fireplace. This one here is taking a bit of manipulation to get right. And I'm just hoping I'll be able to slide it in place before the adhesive works. Oh yeah, that's worked alright. Excellent. Right, just got a little bit there to go under there. Just want to make sure I get the pattern continued so it carries on working. There we go. Perfect. I've only done kind of a small amount and I haven't finished the sides yet, but this is starting to make quite a big difference. It's making the boat much brighter, which is lovely. Well, I must say I'm really happy with how the floor's coming along. I'm calling it a night now. It's taken me ages to kind of cut these little bits around the electrics cupboard and around some of these other bits, but yeah, I'm happy with how it's kind of all looking. I need a bit of trim to go on the side of this panel here, which will cover up kind of up to the bottom there and disguise that little bit. But yeah, it's good. The bits of filler I've did worked out quite well. Tomorrow I'm going to carry on doing this little bit around the back there and then into the bathroom. I've got to take the child killing door off to put the floor down. I'm not going to put the door back on because I'm going to put a new door on, which I'll make probably next week at some point. But yeah, I'm really happy. This is nice. It feels nice underfoot. It's got a nice kind of, well, it feels like it's got a bit of a texture. It's a nicer texture than the floor, but it just makes the boat look much more bigger, much more spacious, much brighter. So all in all, yeah, chuff. So I'm hoping to get most of this finished this weekend. So I'll crack on again tomorrow. I'll see you then. Hopefully, actually, we're thinking about moving the boat down to King's Langley tomorrow as well. So if I get up early and crack on with this, might do a bit of yeah, a bit of flooring and a bit of cruising. That'd be nice. Take care. Bye bye.